Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about making a will. Now that you're becoming a property owner, it's very important to determine who you would like to leave that property to. If you've included a second person on your deed, you've already decided who gets the property if something happens to you. However, if you are on your deed alone and you do not have a will, what happens is if something happens to you, the probate courts will actually make the decision of who gets your property. So if you know who you want to leave the property to, it's important that you either add a second person to the deed or create a will so that your wishes are clear. We've had many clients in the past who did not have a second person or on their deed and did not create a will. And believe it or not, there are actually a lot of barriers to your heirs becoming the owner of your property. In many cases, heirs can lose their property or not be able to get repairs done and keep the property up because they did not have ownership. So a will is actually a legal document that says who should have your property or care for your children after your death. If you own any property or have children under 18, you may want to create a will. If you don't have a will, those decisions once again will be made for you according to state law by the courts. Wills can take many forms. There are several requirements a will has to meet in order to be considered valid after your death. It is a very good idea to talk to a lawyer to ensure that your wishes are carried out. If you intend to leave most of your property to your nearest family, you can make a simple and effective will using the Michigan statutory will. And there's actually a way to do that online. It's fairly simple. I'm just going to quickly show you how to get that started. And if you're interested, you can do it on your own. So I am going to go to michiganlegalhelp.org. That is michiganlegalhelp.org. In the search bar that's on my right hand side, I'm going to type in will. And then I'm going to scroll down until I can find the do it will tool. So this do it yourself will tool is what I'm going to use. It's going to ask you to log in, but once you're logged in, it's actually fairly simple. They just ask you some really basic questions. And then once you do those questions, they'll walk you through creating the will. So like here, I'll just show you guys a couple of questions. Do you know what you own and about how much it's worth? Yes, I own a home on 123 Main Street and I have an idea of how much it's worth. Can you name your closest relatives, such as your spouse and children? Yes, I can do that. Do you understand that making a will means planning to distribute your property after your death? Yes. And then here's the good thing about it. If you get to a question and you're not sure what it is, usually there's something that pops up where you can learn more to find out what it means. And then you can read through it to be able to figure it out. So that's how you can create a will online. Once again, it is still a great idea to talk to a lawyer. And then if you do create a will, make sure that you keep it somewhere safe and somewhere where people know that it is so they can find it if something happens to you. All right. Thank you for listening.